nice point in construction because you can see that we still have our insulated rain screen detail exposed. One of our kind of internal professional goals was to take on the challenge of designing a foam-free house. So the insulation that you're looking at on the walls, that's 4 inches of mineral wool. And so that would typically, for us, replace foil-faced polyiso in a similar assembly.
So what happens?
So why do the homeowners decide not to go with a full passive home?
I don't think it was a really great fit for the site. And, you know, there can be some trade-offs when you're hitting that very high level of performance. You know, this is sort of a in-between space. It's not really suburban, but it's not urban. You know, we do have a little bit of a limitation for orientation and kind of opening up the house to the south side, which is going to be where that sort of free solar heating is. Instead, you know, we're kind of going southwest here in terms of where we've oriented the windows. But you know, they certainly didn't want to look out at their neighbor's house.
So there's a give and take with everything.
There's a give and take, exactly, and I think that it was it wasn't that important to go that last extra step, and instead, you know, we came close, and you know, the house will use about 75 to 78% less energy than a code-built home. And we probably could have gotten to about 80 to 85% had we gone to the passive house standard.
So that's significant.
It's pretty significant, yeah. There's a nice central stairwell that you'll be able to see the kind of shaft for it that goes from the basement all the way up to the 3rd floor with a temporary stair in there now. But that'll really connect the clients within the house. It also becomes a kind of a central space that filters light from the top transoms and skylight all the way down to the basement. And it also doubles as the return for our cooling system. So you'll see there's ducted air conditioning and a central return that's at the bottom of the stair that hasn't been installed yet. We have a very efficient boiler that powers a radiant heating system that's installed throughout from the basement to the 3rd floor. I think that they've just started laying the tubing for that on the 3rd floor now. So that's the only heating system for the house. You'll notice in the boiler room downstairs that there's a tank for the domestic hot water, and then there's also a buffer tank, which is going to feed the radiant zones. And the idea is just that a typical mechanical system has the tendency to short cycle, to go on and off as different zones call for heat. And the buffer tank is meant to be a sort of storage space that the zones can draw upon when they call for heat before firing the boiler. So that's that additional tank that you may notice in the boiler room.
Yeah.
From the inside?
Because everything is, so it goes to 5%. So it goes to 5%. That will go. This would be if
there's a few that open, like this one here. There's some fixed windows. I think for the most part we try to have at least 2 operable windows per room.
Are you seeing more demand for these kinds of homes?
Absolutely. I would say starting Q2 of last year, 2011, we saw a real increase in demand, and we've been growing pretty steadily since then. So I mean, I think like the rest of the housing market, we saw that dip, but since the middle of last year, so we've seen increasing demand for what we're doing, which is great.